just going to people and saying, I don't like the face of Narendra Modi is not enough to beat the Prime Minister and the BJP. You have to have an alternate idea of India, which the voters of India find compelling and credible. Unless you can do this, you can keep shouting on television screens, tweeting away on your social media handles. It will not amount to very much.
Yeah.
Jayanto? Actually, this is a process has started. Yeah. Now, I'm telling you, Rahul, that Mamata Banerjee is trying to develop a long-term strategy on this, because 2024 is not tomorrow.
No, what's her strategy? Okay, what's her strategy?
The first thing that... No, but the strategy is, the chemistry should be met. Because without the mutual exchange of notes, there will be a lot of plans. That common minimum program, there should be a front, there will be new restructuring of UPA. Even Sonia Gandhi is ready to quit from the UPA chairperson. Now they are suggesting, the Congress leaders, they are suggesting to take Mamata as UPA chairperson or convener. Sharad Pawar also can come. But Mamata has suggested, I'm giving you the information also, that she is not ready to restructuring the UPA immediately. She is saying everything will be sorted out after UP election. Now, more important, what we are discussing, that the Kejriwal Congress, there is a jhagda. Akhilesh is not ready to accept Congress. So Mamata Banerjee now is focusing to be a catalyst of mutual exchange of notes. The state politics will remain in the state politics. Mamata Banerjee also faced a lot of problem with Congress in West Bengal election. Abdul Mannan, Adhir Chowdhury, the leader of the opposition, and the Congress party president, they went with the CPM and the Siddiqui's party. But now it is everything is a baggage of history. Now in the future, now they want to make the chemistry first, that there is a anti-incumbency of Modi government also. It's a law of nature. Why we should not take the opportunity? So now the campaign will be Modi versus rest of the country. It's a country versus Modi. So she is now trying to reach out to the whole country, different states, irrespective of the community creed. And now she will go to UP for campaign. It's not the seat adjustment, alliance,
Amit
front,
Malviya, the opposition's big hope could be that the level of anti-incumbency against the BJP 10 years after Prime Minister Modi came to power could be more than the level of anti-incumbency after 5 years of the BJP government being in power. That time you had Balakot, and that gave you some, tailwinds. But 2024 could be different because the government would have been in power for 10 full years by then.
Well, Rahul, first of all, Sonia Gandhi, who has presided over the destruction of the Congress party to ensure that her son's primacy remains, you think she's going to squander away that space to Mamata Banerjee? Do you think this is really possible? Do you think Mamata Banerjee will do seat adjustment with the left in the Congress in West Bengal? Because if she doesn't get a big chunk from West Bengal, who will actually take her seriously? Sharad Pawar has been the Prime Minister in waiting forever. You think the NCP will concede space to Mamata Banerjee? And what campaign impact will Mamata Banerjee make if she goes to Uttar Pradesh, or for that matter Andhra Pradesh? Let's get realistic about it. The second point that you are making about anti-incumbency against Prime Minister Modi, I think Mr. Modi, after having been in office for as long as he has been, his popularity ratings haven't dipped one bit. He's in fact today one of the most popular leaders, not just in the country, but across the world. So the opposition may have in its head imagined idea of people grieving and wanting to replace this government, but that's far from truth. And Mr. Modi, I repeat again, is a very, very sensitive political leader. He looks at this country not just as an electoral contest, but a country that he wants to build.
Okay,
and those efforts
so let's build on the point that Amit Malviya is making, Rajdeep. Let's take, for example, what the TMC spokesperson said. He says Mamata Banerjee will go and campaign probably for Akhilesh Yadav in Uttar Pradesh. What difference will it make if she goes to Telangana and campaigns over there? She's not a Modi who can go and have some impact on the elections that are happening in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, or can she?
I would rather doubt it. Look, I think the main point we've got to understand is the disjunction between state elections and national elections. The BJP, excluding Bengal, has come down by about 16.5% on an average in elections held post-2019. So therefore, when Mr. Modi is not on the ticket, clearly the BJP is vulnerable.
This is about 2024.
But if he's in 2024 on the ticket, then defeating him is not as easy as winning West Bengal turned out to be in the end for a Mamata Banerjee or for a KCR to win Telangana, because they are rooted in that particular region. When they go out of that region, there is no guarantee. In fact, there is every evidence to show it's very difficult for them to increase their popularity or to lift a potential ally. That's not, Sharad Pawar, for example, all of them are regional satraps rooted in their regional area. So their best hope is, can they make this election more fragmented? Can they localize the election and claim that we are going to fight it over 543 constituencies? Mr. Modi, on the other hand, will make this prime ministerial. He will foreground leadership. So, the two sides are, so the hope that they can have is, as was in the 1990s, do we fragment an Indian election? It's much more difficult in this multimedia age,
but
because
in the 90s there was
able to make it quasi-presidential.
Not just that, in the 90s there was no towering national personality like Narendra Modi.
Well, there was Atal Bihari Vajpayee, was an extremely popular leader.
Never the penetration was never as deep as Prime Minister Modi enjoyed.
Please appreciate, just as the Congress's weakness, the one caveat I will add, just as the Congress's weakness is these 200 seats where they were in direct contest in the BJP, remember most of the BJP seats come from the north and west of the country. Now we don't know in the next 2-3 years how politics plays out in this region. I will give Maharashtra as an example, the second largest state with 48 seats. I believe any coalition to succeed has to win Maharashtra, right? So out of those 48 seats, the Shiv Sena Congress NCP coalition is a powerful force for the BJP, where as you said, the BJP is not as strong as it is possibly today in Uttar Pradesh. So I think slowly gaps tend to open up. The question is the opposition good enough? You made a very important point. Is it credible? And can it actually go on the ground and go beyond just these meetings that take place on Twitter activism?